Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, one of the things that I haven't ever really talked about in fishing in our area, and that is for getting back in almost thick brush. You wouldn't even think there was water there, and catching fish out of it. For some reason, that never made sense to me. It just didn't correlate with what I believed and enjoyed in fishing. But it's one of the best ways to catch largemouth bass in the waters all over our region. Now, let me explain more. As the summer comes on and the weeds get thicker and everything is growing rapidly, obviously, in the summer, both above and below water. These fish will move back to a habitat where they feel protected, where they feel a bit cooler, where they don't think that predators are going to come after them, even though a largemouth bass is a predator. And you wouldn't think there would be fish back in these areas. You wouldn't think they could swim. There wasn't room for them to do this, but it's more water down there than you might think. So fishermen that love this kind of fishing, they gear up with heavy rods, heavy line, and they have to have, again, a heavy sink, a heavy jig type head, a heavy lure that will, when they just release it into the water, and you're not casting back in, you're sort of just flipping back in, you have to have that heavy weight. It will push its way down through the top of the thick weed cover, and those fish will be waiting down there. They see that, and a lot of times they are not going to be that selective. They'll hit it. Now, is that fun? It depends on who you are and why you're fishing. For me, it really isn't fun. Yeah, you get a big heavy weight on your rod when you hook a fish. It's not swimming any place. You're just pulling it straight up fast out of that cover. Sometimes they're big giant fish, and to some people that's their most fun part of fishing. It really is. So it's something we haven't discussed before. To do it properly, though, you have to have heavy tackle, a stiffer, heavier rod that isn't going to bend much. Heavy line because you got to pull it through. You're almost pulling it up through snags type of thing, and an awful heavy lure. But boy, I'll tell you what, I've seen some awful big fish come out of this type of cover, and it really stands to reason. Those big fish want to move as little as they can, even though it's summertime. They want to get back there where nothing else can see them. And more important than anything, I think it's just shelter. But it's one of the best places you can ever find big fish. Think about it. We talk about docks and how effective docks are if people can get near them and cast underneath them, because the fish go under there for protection, for cover, for cooling, for whatever, all the different things that fish like. And it's the same in this heavy cover. I'm not saying you'll love it, but you may have never tried it. And if you do, you might become a converted obsessive fisherman like so many I've seen. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.